Hello, here is the 6th video that I've recorded today. I've lost half of them. All I have is the thumbnail of the last video I tried to record just now. It didn't. The phone just shut off, so the file's technically there. I don't know how to decrypt it. So anyways, here's a lecture from Harvard Innovation Labs. I don't know if that's the official Harvard college or Harvard University. I don't know if they're just using the name. It looks legit, so I'm gonna go ahead and have that going in the background. In the foreground, here's all I have is the whatever that is. Not really anything. That was just from the old video.
So we can have time to get through all of Michael's material tonight on a timely manner. For all of you who have been here before, you know Michael Stock. He's running a 5-session series on startup secrets, how to give yourself an unfair competitive advantage. Tonight's discussion is going to be around business model analysis, and I know he's brought a number of his portfolio companies to present as well, so it's going to be a live discussion.
Not much going on here.
Without further ado, I'm going to hand you over to Michael and his team of people.
Well, welcome everybody. We should have a lot of topics we're going to talk about. One is the things that is multiple things that we're going to talk about in business model. Those of you who've been in the other sessions, this will feel like it's in context for those of you who haven't been. I just want to get a show of hands for you that we're going to talk about. Okay, so I will tell you this right before I get going with this. The value proposition session, which is on the website, provides the background to what is it that you do and how you do it usually well to facilitate
Garage full?
So anyway, you skip the one out, you've got the ATS. And based on the value proposition, the business model is all about figuring out how you take that to market as a viable national sales, marketing, and people services program. So even though you missed that, just think about whatever idea it is you've got, figure out how to do it. You missed the company formation piece that was really around building the team, and obviously how people can make that a successful basis to take on price and execute. And the next session is very much the other side of the coin to business model. The business model is so closely aligned with the market side. So that is a little bit more. All right, first of all, let's make some introductions. We've got a number of portfolio companies hanging out in this case studies this evening, also to help out in the workshop. So we've got real executives who have real day jobs, real entrepreneurs who have real ideas to help you try to take yours and figure out what business model is. So first of all, I can introduce the academic ones to represent the team Mark Hilbert and Eric Edison. So Mark's our CEO, Eric heads up sales. And then at Cuban, we have David McFarland, Ori Unstack, the CEO and founder of Extensibility. And then from Hardware, who is represented by James Crystal. I've just said before he says anything. They're on the roadshow, so he's basically been told not to say it. So unfortunately, we can't use this case study, which is sure you'll use one when they get through the workshop. But thank you for coming. He'll be part of the workshop. And then I'm lucky to have two of my partners here tonight too. I'm not sure why they're going to check in. But Jim Moran, Wilbur. And then we also have Mark Roberts, who also works with Hatvard. Well, we have. Don't worry, we'll introduce him in a couple. He's brought another of his company back. Jim and I mostly work on software, but we did want to make sure that people are not focused on software. It might sense that we do content that actually do apply in many different kinds of things. And so in fact, we're going to talk about this company in the next 10 to Very good. So let's jump into our agenda. As I said, this is all about building a business model, and I'm particularly going to focus on just 4 things. First of all, finding a disruptive business model. You can all go and discuss what a business model is, you can use that in many different ways, but if you're a startup, the really important thing we're going to try to do is bring disruptive innovation into the marketplace, and that shouldn't just be about technology. The business model is fundamentally easier. So how do you find that? Well, let me show you 3 key things. First of all, finding your core differentiation. That is absolutely critical for business model. Secondly, what are the multipliers that help you spread that value proposition in an effective way, getting great market share, great reach, and helping you grow revenue. And then third, very importantly, how do you put the cost out of the equation with that? And then, as we'll see, are things that can be highly advantageous to companies to figure out how to do it. And then last, I'm going to give you a very quick insight into how that plays out in the life cycle of working with customers. And particularly important here is an example I'm going to bring to life for you, and how this plays out in software world that, again, I've said many ways. I mentioned earlier that this is really one side of the coin, the other side of it is go-to-market. So you will feel in some cases like I'm pressing a little bit for the sake of go-to-market, but that's because there's scaling issue. And then most important thing about tonight is of course the workshop, and we have a lot of fun with that. We've got 10 teams again tonight, 10 helpers, and very good nice to have the whiteboard to see what I'm doing, so we can go right there. This is what's up, coming to how to do the Excellent. So with that in mind, I'm going to get the boring stuff right out the way right away. Everybody can go read this on the web. There are actually some great books on it. The basics of business models are around creating the value, so that's things like creating a product or service, delivering it, that's things like obviously how you take the market, and then how you harness to monetize the capture value. But we're here for a reason. We want to talk about startups. And if you're a startup, I want you to start thinking about business models created right away. Don't take somebody else's business model as my first piece of advice. There are plenty of business models now. In fact, if you truly say that the best example of business models, the business model probably hasn't been invented. And that's what I hope you'll get from you is the next generation of business models. Because this is all about how can you make a breakthrough. It's not about taking somebody else's business model.
Grand Theft business model.
You're adding very little value in your startup, and you're probably not making
fail to plan, plan to fail.
If you could come in, for example, to a marketplace and literally rewrite the rules on your own game and force somebody else to have an innovative like that, imagine how powerful that would be. I would argue that that is at least as important as having a disruptive technology. There are many examples of that. What I encourage you to do is to think about whatever it is you bring to market in those kinds of ways. Don't let somebody else write the rules, rewrite the rules, and try to find a whole new game to bring it. So, for example, I'm really going to date myself. I'll put an exclamation mark here. 20 years ago, believe it or not, there was this little company called Santa. It's a multi-billion-dollar company today. That's the good news. But the bad news is at the time, we were actually a struggling company in many ways. And I would say that with tongue-in-cheek, because obviously it's become very successful. But I think we had more than 20 products. We had everything from add-ins for Modus 1, 2, 3, if you remember that's the spreadsheet, to we had languages, Think C, Think Pascal, and Mac. What was those products? Database, WordPress. I mean, it was just unbelievable. And I'm particularly being brought. This is all being brought back to me right now because we're about to 20-year reunion for the first 20 years of Santa this weekend. And all these products are like, so this example just stuck in my mind. And it's really a business model itself. The product that was selling best on the Macintosh back then was something called Semantic Antivirus for Mac. And believe it or not, the Mac was plagued with viruses in those days. System 6 or 7, whatever it was at the time. It was really interesting. It was a very successful product for us. And we were selling it as a licensed product. Whatever it was perpetual license, you bought it through at the time in a local retailer. And because it was a chart topic product, you'd have said at that point, great, we've got that business model there. Produce that product packaging, distribute it, sell it, it's top of the charts. What should we do when we produce that? So I just told you I think that's a really bad idea. And so we also stopped and thought about that. And initially, we got it slightly right in that we decided it was important to introduce the PC model with more of a flavor of the upgrade side than upgrade side. There were many more viruses. And so, in fact, we haven't taken about this initially once a quarter, then we realized, wow, it's happening so once a month, then we realized, hey, this is happening regularly. It's probably hard to do this.
Dolores, call a emergency.
So, of course, what we did was
The heck is that in there?
Because we needed to get that out there as a platform for people to be able to get the virus definitions downloaded to prevent the viruses. And so the real value was not in the software at all. The real value was in having virus definitions for every package. And so that literally was the point on the fortunes of that company, because we suddenly created a subscription model that was not a nice to have, it was essential for enterprises. And they didn't care about the software, they cared about the person who had that virus definition first. And suddenly we had a very predictable business, because every time a virus came out, new people were getting it.
Well, Dolores, that is a far drive. That is an extremely far drive.
Any questions on that before I go forward?
Did you after that finish the Mac was it?
Yes, we did. And in fact, I'll give credit to one of my sales guys here, who was one of the first guys who actually even flipped the
This is
entire
going to take a while.
I said, you know what, we're selling a bunch of things like backup, for example, and not utilities was another part of the software. But people really don't want to pay for software. What they're really doing is trying to get data security and prevent data loss and so forth. So we came up with what he called, he really deserves credit for, a total solution for data security. And in the UK, for example, we've got full-page ads in the Financial Times, and we went to an extraordinary length to get people to understand, hey, what's the most important thing for them to actually produce for the software? It's the data, it's their information. So they really should put that top in terms of creating data protection. And suddenly, as a result of that thinking, we actually started selling a data protection service, and we bundled all of our products together and we created a total solution. And sales just took off. And if I would go into even one more deep level detail for you, I'll tell you this, which is we used to on average sell 1 to 1.5 products per major enterprise per seat. And by bundling 5 or 6 products together, the actual natural average of that turned out to be 2.6. So in other words, we went from 1.5 to 2.6 in value just by bundling that correctly, and by taking the game out of the game. Extraordinary successful. And my investors at the time were quite concerned, to say the least, about us taking full-page ads out in the newspapers. Very quickly, because there was sort of okay, so next example. This is not a technology example. This is absolutely a pure-play business example. At the time, I was based in the UK, and I was observing that every major product came in from the UK from a US publisher was largely failing. Failing because they didn't have investment in management, marketing, distribution, sales, service. Why? Because the US market is 10 times bigger than the UK market. So let's say you're a $10 million company in the US. You may have some, at that point, relative critical mass, even $20 million. Going to the UK, 10 the size of the market, you could be maybe a $2 million company. This isn't really much room to invest in marketing and it was very tough for US companies to be successful. And they typically went to just distributors and said, hey, we've got a great product, put it in distribution, we'll first sell themselves. And so without the marketing support or the translations and places, it was very unsuccessful. So I started a business model that basically enabled the US people to bring them across to us in one nation and work with something else. If we had multiple products, we could get the critical mass and all the things I was talking about, and that managed all the way through distribution. And as a result of that, we were able to provide, for example, introductions to the top and if we already got that connection on one product, we could go right into the US. It was very successful. It was very successful financially for the US companies too, because we would get these companies to about $20 to $30 million. In other words, highly scaled, highly profitable. And then we could enable them to acquire back. But it was also acquired back on the basis that essentially fully interested in it was more likely to cost me nothing in terms of earnings per share. And it was ultimately acquiring something that had growing earnings. So the minute they acquired it, it was adding to their top line as well as their bottom line, therefore to their overall stakeholder value. So it was like incubating, if you will, these companies until they got to the point where they were successful, and then acquiring them back and actively and as an example, Semantic itself is one of the companies that we already was a huge win. I put this picture up there because I say it's a huge win, but then my wife reminds me that there are 2 volumes that include that deal that was pain. There was a lot involved in doing that. The win-win here for investors, the other investors, the money sell that. And yet Semantic itself is doubled in value on a increasing basis for one company. So today after the acquisition was acquired, it was announced the company's share price went up, but also more importantly, continuing managed to continue to contribute to Semantic and UK was the most popular business outside of very, very well. We made customers happy, we obviously made our shareholders happy, and we knew what was staying to make Semantic as a test more successful. And nothing to do with technology, absolutely nothing. Although, by the way, I was very passionate about Semantic products and stayed on and continued to really enjoy working with. But my point is here, this is an example of something that you should think about. Even if you're a great businessman, what are the things that make you remember? So what I'm going to talk to you about that, let me give you an answer. I don't think I need to say more about this, but I've quickly made it clear to you that this is important. But now I want to give you specific reasons why this point is as important. So before I give you an example, let me tell you why it has this point is as important. Because I'll give you some examples, but maybe give you. Sorry, yeah, you're on exactly the right track. Products don't sell themselves. People don't even know about them, how they're going to find people to allocate. So what does it cost for people to find out about the product? Is that relatively the same as developing a product? Is it more, is it less? Anyway, I'm going to say more. Okay. A show of hands, who thinks it's more? It's really better. Those of you who said more, you're right. The staggering thing is how much? It's usually double.
That sound. I can hear someone cracking open a can of beer.
20% of their P&L being spent on R&D, and 30-40%
In a lecture hall? Tisk, tisk.
How it will end up playing out in business model is that double the amount of spending on product you're going to spend just as was volunteered from the back there on taking market. And that's what this business model is all about. It's about how you get multipliers and others to actually take the cost out and the market. In fact, I'll go one step further. I would say that the perfect startup story, by the time you finish this session or the next session, should be very easy to define. It should be a disruptive business model with a disruptive technology, and then you obviously focusing on new market opportunities in the private segment. You get those three things, you have my thing. Now, I'm not saying about the great companies that are one or two, but yeah, all three really have to have themselves.
She knows a guy who knows a guy.
These models here are just a sum of the ones that I want to figure out. The one thing about these companies is that these companies exist, 5, 10 years ago. One of the fastest companies ever to do one. And they're not completely new. One of my favorites, which I used for a while, to understand this, so called like Smith. It's not a company that's actually trying to bring out the software the way you should do to process your plans. It's actually a region business. It's actually writing region and money transfer. In the right portfolio, even though James might talk about it, Mongo has a very innovative business model, which written in ES1 is all about revenue share. I can say no more than that. But it's an example of what I think I'm making a point of here, is that every one of these companies is at least in part is successful from the job business. People talk about some of these examples, but they might be things that we never even thought about associated with technology, such as, for example, how you do crowdsourcing. An innovative company was the test. It's actually taking people from around the world to test mobile phones in different environments around the world. It has to be better to do it. In fact, there are so many different websites, so many different carriers, so many different places. There's no possible way you could recreate an environment that would test all the different scenarios for mobile phones and mobile applications. If you crowdsource it around the world, you can get a real sample of what might be the way to test it. So their business model actually not only solve that problem, but actually leveraging low cost areas around the world. So that helps them be very effective in their testing. So I would say any one of these examples is one of many I can pick. So we can quickly get to thinking about what we can do with these questions. So what are some of the questions I recommend you start with? Well, amazingly, people come in and they almost invariably say, we have a product. Yes, you may have a product, but is it really a product or is there a process associated with that product? In which case, is the process provided with the product? Do you really only have software or do you have to have services to actually make it successful? In which case, is the service more important than the software? In open source, you will find that software is free, so unless you have services, it doesn't matter. Is it open proprietary and so on? Here's what I'll pick out for you exactly what you need. As we get people working around with products and services, we're collecting tremendous amounts of data on people. And in fact, the best example of that is probably going to be one of the most interesting new ideas is Facebook software. Great software. It's impressive at PHP scale to be able to do, to serve hundreds of millions of users. It's totally paid for. We're paying for it both to connect to people. And guess what they're monetizing? They're monetizing the fact that we're connected to people who are doing all day, so they can figure out what really when they want and so their values and their content will change. Maybe they're obsessed with it. My point being here, this is an example of where I'm approaching to question early. What is the set of values that is the core of the business? So let's look at that. The first key question should be, what is the core value? As you haven't heard me talk before, I've said this many times. I was one of those students who needed mnemonics to remember anything. So you'll find I use mnemonics everywhere. I could have said call me the core of the capability should be literally, what is it you've got a really exceptional value at the center of your proposition that you can build on, that you can create the model. And when you tell me it's for, 90 times out of 10 my criminal really question, they haven't defined it. They haven't defined it properly, start. Really, you can actually don't get it. Well, over here, we've got a great software product. Okay, let's talk about what that product does and can do. And then when we really get down to it, we'll find out that a small piece of what somebody's actually building is really the core of data. So, in the case of the product, right, you'll find out that they actually, in the database business, that the core of their information is actually a very critical, a new piece of how we process data. And they didn't need to create the entire database efficiently. So let's have a look at some examples from the last talk about. I really gave you a sense of how to think about core in the example of Facebook. Their real innovation is probably using that network. If you went to the core, I think it's and what they do with that data is in terms of using it for transfer. Now they may change that. They may decide at some point that I'm so they haven't got that core right early on. Another one I think that's just got product, so it's profitable, would be Yelp. Yelp could have been thought about as a community, could have been monetized in many different ways, but in the end, the content is probably the core of the value. Again, if you look at what's going on now, the world of the net, a lot of times what people are doing is some form of using content around the network, and a number of monetize that. But I would say the most important thing to do is again, because what comes out monetizing is all the content that they do. If you do that, so what you don't want to do, everyone monetizing, so you monetizing the same way you want, but then I'm trying to so try to create an innovative level. You think about what efficiency is talked about in the video. Creating some way to do something that can't be called as a business for anyone else. So when you think about monetizing your career, think about where other most valuable where you can do something that again change the game about that way. You wrote the rules and gave you some way of monetizing it. It's really tough to control. I'm a huge proponent of open source that we want investments in that space. The reason I love it is that it's tough to compete with free, which is really what open source is cool. But it's very easy to open source actually make money. We'll offer because we're bringing the same value at no cost and focus on making customers successful. The customer loves that, that will come. So think of things in those ways, whatever it is you're doing. And whatever is what you can find, how you can move that very Okay, so for this first point, I'm going to introduce the next two concepts, multipliers and levers. And they work around your core, and they're in a second. Once you know what the core value is, how can we multiply it? Meaning increase the revenue, increase the reach of customers you get to, or increase the coverage or market share that you get. That's really what multipliers are all about. And I can bring this to practice in front of you. On the other side, levers reduce the costs, reduce the time, and reduce the resources involved in producing a product, or getting it to market, or in capturing that value. And if you get both of these things working for you, as the diagram suggests, they really can create value on top of this important value. So what's an example? And you all know my experience comes from software, so can you pose a question? Great question. So the question just so everybody heard it is, what do I mean by reducing resources? When I just said that, for example, taking costs and not resources. What I mean is, how can you reduce
She has to wait a minute. I don't know if she can hold them off for 1 minute.
To create viral marketing where your user
she can try.
is selling for you, that's obviously going to reduce the cost. Does that make sense? So that's an example of a level. And by the way, people talk about viral marketing all the time. It's a very tough thing to find those models people have. I think we need something about viral marketing. You have to say, if you really love something and you refer it to somebody else, that's the beginning of viral marketing. So making happy customers is the beginning of viral marketing.
She can try to hold them off for 46 seconds.
But typically it's in those people, they want to justify the purchase they will make with like anyway. So give them the tools to do that. Okay, so for example,
she did not succeed.
So I'm going to use these as talking points, but I think these apply to many different businesses. So the first category that we're talking about is exactly what we just discussed, which is sales and marketing. It's usually such a huge part of the P&L that you can start to get multiplier working for you here. It's very valuable. And things that may make a difference here are things like split pricing. So in other words, if you sell a product at one price in all flavors, that's possibly exactly the right thing to do, for simplicity's sake. But wouldn't it be better if you could get people to get free first of all, so this is the question to start with, and then upgrade and upsell and add value and obviously add capabilities and so forth going forward? Because every time you acquire a customer, it's obviously cheaper. The ability to upsell is obviously a lot less expensive than creating a whole new customer base. So I know that sounds obvious, but that's right there an example of multiplier.
Okay.
So using tier pricing and models like free
ignore Sally.
The other tool multiplier here is channels. This is definitely applicable to almost any business. You could do create a sales force for every product, I'm sure, but wouldn't it be more effective to use somebody else's sales force? Use somebody who's already got the customer relationship, who's already written the contracts with major enterprises, and is everything. I can tell you that probably
Sally is a new roommate. Hello? Okay. Go away.
The channel in many instances.
She actually does watch TV. It's funny. And she's entertained by TV.
So next example would be the product. Most people think about products in a very straightforward way, as being, it's obvious that this is going to be great value and therefore people should buy it. That should be the case, but you can get a lot smarter than that. I'm going to introduce two concepts to you tonight. Slippery product, another one, which is another way of saying friction free, and what I call Russian doll packaging. People have some fun with this and I can get some motion.
Whoa,
the last of which
extraterrestrial, ran over a pedestrian. That Eminem song, My Name Is.
Well, what has changed dramatically since that 20-year-old example I was telling you about this magic? We used to sell through two-tier distribution, and we used to have to spit salespeople at these ridiculously large distributors that sold thousands of products. And now,
I knew that would happen.
On the ground, and focus on doing it in a very cost-effective way. With inbound marketing, using inside sales, for example, that dramatically takes down the cost. That would be the option right. And so, and I would spend time thinking, why did you get that? How would you get your awareness, your interest, and understanding up using the web and low-cost techniques? And that's why I said this is one side of the coin, the other side of the marketing. The second example is less obvious. And people think about this too late in the day, so I'm encouraging you to think about it right up front, which is how do you take the cost out of producing your product, creating a product, and supporting it. And there are many ways you can do this. You can do it through offshoring or outsourcing, or crowdsourcing, that example we talked about, or something called co-creation, which I'm going to do talk about. Again, so probably a lot of words out there. All I'll say is every one of them you can put off as something about. I think I'm just explaining every one, but I will think that's a co-creation going to be co-creation. And here's the last piece of this secret, which is you really want to find examples of things that work together. If you've got a killer strategy on your hands, if you can figure out how you can get focused on your core, find a partner to work with who will give you a multiplier market and a lever in taking the cost out of either building or moving supporting the product. So two examples of that. First one, create value, so what is co-creating? Well, the idea here is pretty simple. It's going to come from like in the software world, I think fairly easy. You could sit as a single organization and build your product with one development team. Or you could say, what is at the core of our product? And let's take an example to make it easy for you to think of. Yeah. absolute core of Linux is literally a kernel. And I just thought about that and realized that the problem with existing operating systems was they got huge and bloated. And why they got bloated? Because basically people had to have different versions of every single different kind of laptop, or PC, or server, and every kind of device driver and everything else that was associated along with it was yet another piece of that together. So he wrote a brilliant code, super fast, super efficient, but he made it possible in a modular way to add onto it using open source, created a community, and got people thinking about how could they extend the product. And as a result of that, people like IBM, literally out of nowhere, was really struggling with many of the operating systems, the 100 Z-series and etc. Were able to take Linux and unify their entire platform strategy with it. And they themselves, using open APIs and the open source nature of this, were able to provide new devices for their products and get what they needed to unify operating systems. What that did to Linux was unbelievable. It literally accelerated. Actually, have Carlos telling the stories through being involved firsthand. But it literally accelerated the adoption of a single operating system that swept through the enterprise very quickly.
It's chill, it's fresh, it's Noah's Arcade.
So that's an example of no source stuff. If I jump to the top, I give you just a little bit of thinking around extensibility. This is a simple concept. If you build something that everybody wants to add value to, needless to say, that's going to multiply your value. I'm going to start at the most basic level that you can think of. Imagine you went to the kitchen and put on a pot of boiling water, and you knew that everybody wanted soup. The first thing they're going to need is a pot of boiling water. If you're the only guy who's got the pot of boiling water, you don't have to be really sick. The good news is they can add the stock to start off with, and if they decide, oh, they want to add vegetables to that, they can add vegetables. Maybe some people don't want that, so they'll take a label out of it and they'll create their own version, derivative of it.
Oh, she only has 30 seconds to deliver the vehicle? Yo, that was some good timing, lady.
Exactly what I'm trying to do with the product. They said, what is the core thing at the place of soup? Boiling water. Think about your value prop in that same way, and then think about how easy it would be for people to come in and take a laser and take some out, and create their own version, or add. If you can find ways to do that, that's why I love extensible open APIs and software.
Plus 10,000.
If you can do that really well,
Nice. Drums package.
Detail, but it's super important. If you do it in a way that internally you test that right away.
Was that the package?
Let's say you're building an application, but the application requires certain.
What does it look like, though?
Why don't you write those as capabilities in the platform? If you have to build on internally, say that your team of apps builders, you know what the application logic would be, but they have to internally build on the APIs for user validation, user input, user experience, etc. Immediately, you're creating a customer internally that is testing the way it's tested. And when I see software companies do that, they build on themselves.
I can't tell what it's supposed to be.
And I've seen it over and over again. The one where actually James Conn was done, it's not long term, but exactly that very concept. So it's a small tip, but it's a good starting point. Figure out how even internally you can build money for and how you can on one type of organization working on another piece of the capability. That's what essentially is directly in your customer.
Longest bail challenge. That's our favorite challenge.
And if you can find a way to actually set that, get value out of co-creating with you, you're a great starting point. It's going to be better than ever in terms of getting.
Out of your sensei.
Okay.
About your sensei.
Levels multipliers, delivering and capturing value. Delivering and capturing value. Here is one which is pulled from a list of 20 I can talk about, which again is a favorite for me. It's as simple as a strategic function, and yet it's as significant as to be a major level multiplier. Again, almost every software company I work with figuring this out. And I'm going to give you a specific example of what might make a great strategic function, where both levels and multipliers around the core levels. So if you're a software company, you're going to put out a family. You have to figure out what are the key capabilities you're going to build out, and it always involves testing network storage, you probably have
Well, have the mechanic deliver a vehicle, I guess.
If your core capability can fit into somebody else's stack, right in the middle, put a gap there. For example, if you are able to be a load balancer that enables people to scale out, and you do that on top of people's databases, then why not put it in a stack? Why not build their capability? I mean, you literally they're much more build product experience. Anybody can build applications at scale. And obviously that's what the opportunity is in the whole product. The whole product is Jeffrey Walker now. You know, speaking of this, it's really serious. And it really describes.
Well, the same button to call the mechanic is the same button that to pedal, I think. Pedal to the metal.
Best describe an example. In one of the companies I started in the analytics world, we had capability to do what we call real-time inline analytics. It meant that before that point, everybody who was doing analytics was typically getting reports, week after things happened, but it's not like this and this. And we said, guess what? Before you transact with a customer, wouldn't it be helpful to find out if they're a profitable customer to deal with, what their preferences are, what things are that they might also want to buy from you? And that required real-time inline analytics. The trouble with that is analytics is a tiny piece of the challenge of getting that data, putting it in a database, feeding it, what's called ETL systems, and then getting to a place where you can actually do what we did with the real-time inline analytics. And then on top of that, you had all things you want to do with it, like present them, analyze them, etc. So you realize the big driving story of the idea. Guess what? We did an unbelievably obvious thing, which we worked right into the core of IBM's stack to make sure we worked better than anybody else did with IBM's DB2 products and also their WebSphere products and also with their tooling. And the result is not terribly exciting. We ended up with a huge value out of it, not just because people were able to sell off IBM, but because it's more capability that IBM was actually partnering with us in the same enterprise market. And on the other side,
The event starts very soon.
And ultimately resulted in them acquiring a company, which in many instances, by the way, even though it wasn't our intention,
The event
is a
starts
great
in 10
backstop
seconds.
for the company to have had that strategic function be so successful that you know that if nothing else comes out in your own, something can have to show you. So,
All right, here it goes.
Great levels, great multipliers, and great backstops for one little detail.
That is her longest bail, 189 feet.
I hear people all the time saying,
No one's going to beat that.
big company really interested in me, and they're going to push that over.
Might as well not even try
They don't have
again.
their sales force, the sense to do it. They might be getting more advanced out of using about the time. There are always details. out there.
She
Really look
could
there.
have,
You get
should
to
have,
yourself,
would have
that'd be
used a
great. But if
helmet.
suddenly bringing 1,000 customers and you've got all the support costs, you might actually find you're losing money. Likewise, I often see small companies make this mistake. They go right to the end.
At 1,930 hours is when she's able to sell another car, so she has to wait another 5 hours.
It's what I call building a Russian build. It's going to be very obvious, I hope, where you might do this, and then look how our company can build that by AD. Come up with a for free. Then find some way to give limited access to it for a different price. How much then? Give a personal edition. Once it gets used by lots of people, make a larger edition. If lots of workers try using it, make a corporate edition. Once it goes global, make an enterprise edition. It isn't that hard. You'd be amazed how many times, this is the difference between, for example, an OEM doing work and not. If you know you've got all those editions, and you just do an OEM edition, for example, on the personal edition, or the workers edition, you know you can go back and sell all the capabilities of the corporate edition, or the edition. And therefore, they will use something that makes you understand. They will do the upsell. So don't go in there without that in the background. No upfront what you're going in there, no exactly upfront what you're going to do is an upsell. And then, to the point about going to market in general, this strategy works out for what market. You'll find that it's a great way of doing it, starting.
Was he shooting at her? Oh no, he shot her. That's unbelievable. I wonder if that bag is still there.
Personal edition, and you would, for example, for an enterprise edition. Or you can go to bars who want to build around, for example, who want to build around to be very straight, because they want to differentiate. All their things they might bring a better market. Let's say you go to a bar, for example, that takes just the core and takes it to the medical market. And yet another one who takes the core and goes after the natural market. That's a great strategy to play out if you do Russian gold package and figure out how to get this. Before you come out with this one galactic edition, which has everything for everybody in every market, it's going to be really hard.
She's the only one who's
and
made an
again,
attempt.
How many times the biggest problem when we see startups is they try to put every feature for every person in the first product. And you know,
I don't think that bag will still be there. Might as well look anyways.
Then the Bible product is one example.
No, it's gone.
Business model session. That's the technology piece. This is how you create the business flexibility around it by packaging it in a way which you can go on. Okay, I'm going to use people now, David Collins, to give his example of how he's created somewhat of a good example, not just an open source, but also capturing different options and doing himself this.
That's that video that was supposed to capture the lecture in the background. It didn't catch anything.
How we've actually taken several of these capabilities and combined them into this strategy. Just a reminder, some of you may know this by me, but at the very core of what Keaton does, what our secret sauce is, that this man from Miller here who invented it, is something we sustainably. Simply put, we understand how an application uses data, and then we group that data together, and the net result is that transactions and queries run 10 to 100 times faster. It's a huge breakthrough in terms of capability. And what we've done is that we've taken that core capability and we've released that as an open source product. The idea is to drive as much viral business as possible. It's developers who drive these technology decisions. It's the developers that is the 10,000, 100,000 strong sales force that we can use to compete with the likes of Oracle. What we've also done is allowed those developer communities to extend our product by integrating it into their own development environment. So for Ruby and Hibernate, we integrate into their environment so it becomes a value add to their stack. And again, they drive it through their own distribution and they own that value. But what we did is we created a pluggable architecture. And as a pluggable architecture, it means that we can add critical additional components that will add unique value to the product. So the first is something called MySQL application. It just means that you can take this and now plug it into a pre-existing MySQL application. If you build something on the LAMP stack, it's not scaling well, it's running slowly, you can take the in the stack, plug it in, redirect the queries, and we'll run this very, very quickly. And that's just one example, but the key point here is
It's chill, it's fresh, it's Noah's Arcade.
You can also use that in terms of multiple choices. And then finally, as you build communities out there in the market, we added a series of electronic services that you can have. Things that you can deliver as a SaaS capability back out to that market. And it's easy for them to adopt, but it also kind of locks them into your service and your brand. And even within those additions, there are certain community aspects that you can have where you get lots of people combined together to contribute to different grouping strategies that then can be shared across the community. So those are some of the examples of how we do it. I'll do that in 1 second. I use pretty much every I've already said tonight. There's effectively a code very clearly defined, and you recommend open source that is very extended. And you also said, look, we're going to have several editions of that Russian gold model, so you can sell us through the channel, you can sell everything in the and he's also said we're going to have upsell and cross-sell capabilities from that. And in effect, he's got cost being taken out for open source and corporation. You've got modified you've got multiple options. So it's a great example, and I can tell you that to be fancy, well, you tell me actually, how much time have you spent on the business model this year relative to other things you do? What you're saying is that from the very second of the product, we have these ideas in mind. So one of the things that we're very good at is that you really want to think about how you're having that work together. It isn't necessarily that it's really understanding what to do that, but it's really important that you think about it right up front, not wait to the end of the process. That's a terrific point. What David's saying to underline it is, if you develop a product in a monolithic fashion, then obviously it's going to be really hard if you later decide you want to slice it up, sell it in different ways. So thinking about the business model as early as you're starting your product is actually much better. Okay. I've made one today, no Steve Jobs, so I'm going to have to do it as a full substitute. One more thing, and actually I think it's a really fundamental point. There is actually a tendency for people to think about these things on a business model as snapshots. But in fact, what you want to do is think about on an ongoing basis, how is the product or service sold? And so I'm going to take you through a series of things that will give you a sense of the product lifecycle. And it starts with something that I've always really enjoyed watching companies who get it right do, and that is creating what I call slippery product. When I told my daughter this, she said, "No, this is a product." And this is one, but you don't do that as well. Okay, the first thing is creating a product that is simple to use. Obviously, the simpler it is, the more likely it is that people instantly get it. The second is low to no initial cost. That takes more friction out. The The third is screen features. You can shut down and do something free. It's an app on your iPhone. It takes a while for you to install it, and it actually it's immediately functional. It doesn't have some component or it doesn't too much data or whatever it is that it does. And then, how does it prove its value really quickly? It instantly delivers something back to you before you have to put a lot of stuff into it. You're going to start using it. Next on the list is obviously, does it play well enough? And the enterprise is incredible. It delivers about everything. It's very easy to use. You're getting value from it. But you have to replace everything before you can use that. It's really, really fun. Next is obviously ease of use. But I say this, and yet it's amazing how many people spend zero time upfront thinking about user experience. The user experience is everything. It's usually what we typically describe from how often people get used, separated, etc. And so pay attention to that upfront. From a business standpoint, we've been talking about this, the customer is going to look at payback, ROI. And so make it obvious right up front why this pays for itself, why it's necessary. In the end, my favorite one is the why. Why not? Why customers can't look at it should be what they should do. Not why might they try it, but why can they literally not look at it? Goes back to that gain-pain equation that goes here. If you give them so much gain, there's no pain. It's so slippery, friction-free, you don't require.
She's $20,000 away from being a millionaire.
And oftentimes people say, well, I'm using my business model. I say, it's not to be. Just talk about one example, which is very big, which is being checked out. But actually, if you right from the get-go figure out what the business model is and decide to create it this way, you can take a ton of friction out of the cost by partnering with the sales agent. So it's worth taking that forward really early on into your thinking as you find it. And to help bring this to life, I'm going to introduce Mark Taylor, our CEO of Mac Network. And as Mark comes up, I'm going to tell you a little bit of story to say Mark. I actually heard this investment, and I said he was being a partner of Venture. I didn't inherit Mark, I was not going to go speaking. But it was a middleware product. It was a tiny piece of product that we actually did and so running the whole product, and Mark came on, and it wasn't essential when we were presenting to the team. I don't think about product, I think about business, I think about business hard, I think it's hard, and it turned out that he figured out how to sell software. Very difficult stuff to sell anyway. And the exciting was, when we started to product over $10,000 of that, this is a company that did millions of dollars of revenue, and was literally growing us like that along the way without having a single outside sales. So Mark, how do you do that?
So in actuality, we did structure the whole company out of this concept of making it simple and how we bring it to market. Process automation, which is what we do, it's been around for a long time. Business process management, corporate IT people have been, able to accomplish things for their users for a long time. It's way too hard. And so the concept of active endpoints has been how can we enable the business user to make their life simpler by doing these things themselves. And so the example that I've shown here is how can we make the life of a salesperson? They interact with the application, most of them use something called Salesforce.com, which is really just a database of information. Salespeople don't want to write reports. They don't want to gather the information. Because of that, they frequently miss common things that they know they should do, but they just forget, and they don't do it consistently over time. So what we did was we invented some technology to allow a business user to do their own automation. So in fact, you could use a mobile phone and the text-to-speech capability.
I think she just ranked up or something.
An iPhone, using Siri, you can talk into the phone and say, show me my meetings today. A guide will come up, and you can just speak into it what happened at the meeting. You can hit a button if you want a thank you email to go out, or whatever it is you normally do after a meeting.
That's generally where the video is going to crash.
And so it's great.
I'm not even going to try to sell one more car. I'll have to start a new video for that, or I don't know what.
Everything about the technology and what we do encompasses this concept of something.
Maybe she could sell one new car.
But it's exactly what we do. We tried to make this product as easy to use as possible. We tried to make it as frictionless as possible. So in fact, you could just go to our website. You can just enable yourself. You can try it. You can use it. You can interact with it. You can get a free version of it to use. I have Eric Hendrickson, our head of sales. Maybe you want to share
She'll order the car right in front of the garage, and then I'm going to end the video there. Oh, Glucose, the new music video on Facebook. Nice. I'll check that out too. Glucose's song is from GTA 4, featured on the Russian music radio station. Anyways, so that's all.
He was able to get on a cloud-hosted product. Started building his little process the next day with his sales reps to go through the complex process of onboarding the customer. By the end of the week, he had it working.
Just about all.
You go back and forth, you probably map what happened there. Install the users, and then sign up with the free value. Just a couple of days, like creating the wizard, to walk the user through the complex processes. What is all work? I think that Salesforce.com integration is immensely valuable. Like I was also a resource for this one, market and it's multiple because we're able to increase revenue by selling. Last one was to sell it per user per month. That was concerned you only have 15 weeks to start out. We said that's fine. You buy 15 weeks right, and you have 1 more next week. I think most companies that we have chosen that company is a hard company sales. All that competitors are just like I did then who like Salesforce, we class Salesforce, and they're spending a lot of money and they're having as a result to charge orders of magnitude in some cases more for their products and services. This company is making market share away on a consistent basis. We've done well, some places in that product sales.
All right. End of video.
So let's put it all together. I want to give you a very clear metric which you've probably seen, haven't searched for that, and that is this rate of coming up with an understanding of your business model working.